What is up, guys? TJ here with the MMA Jackal. So, here it is. We are one sleep away from the biggest card in UFC history. I am so excited. So, my new computer came today. I have a new microphone here that I'm not even set up yet with. I just wanted to get this video out and posted in time, before the card. I want to cap off this Road to UFC 300 video series I've been doing and just do a full card picks and prediction thing. We'll start with the early prelims and go through each fight one at a time until we get to the main event, and that'll be that. So, let's get started. First fight of the night, I think 6 p.m. Eastern time for me is when the fight will start tomorrow. We got Deiveson Figueiredo against Cody Garbrandt. So, I think Figgy's just going to be a little too much for Cody. Awesome fight to start the card. Two former champions. But Cody Garbrandt is, I don't think he has the chin. I don't think he has the chin to withstand what Figgy's going to bring. So for my prediction in this one, I'll go third round TKO Deiveson Figueiredo. Next up, Bobby Green, Jim Miller. I'm a little biased with this one. I'm not going to bet this fight, but if I was, I don't know. Let me look. Bobby Green's a slight favorite at 185, and Jim Miller is a slight underdog at plus 150. Well, if I was betting this fight, I'd still go Jim Miller. I'm going to take Jim Miller as my pick. Like I said, I may be a little biased with this one. Jim Miller hasn't had to deal with the knockouts that Bobby Green has, and maybe his chin is just a little too chinny. That's what I'm going to go with. So I'm going to take Jim Miller by decision. Next up, Jessica Andrade versus Marina Rodriguez. Well, I don't give a fuck about this fight whatsoever. It doesn't mean that women's MMA in general doesn't suck. Just because you can name me 3 fights in all of fucking history that weren't boring doesn't mean that 99% of them aren't fucking snooze fest. And I'll take Jessica Andrade because I looked at her name first. Moving right on. Jalen Turner versus Renato Moicano. All right. I want to be biased and pick Moicano, but I can't. Jalen Turner is just... he's too well-rounded. His striking is too good for Renato. Renato has a superior grappling. He's a better jiu-jitsu guy, but he doesn't have the wrestling to get the fight to the ground. And before he can do that, I really think Jalen Turner is going to knock him out. Second round knockout. I'm going to go head kick knockout, Jalen Turner round 2. Moving right along, Sadiq Youssef, Diego Lopez. So, I did an actual Road to UFC 300 breakdown video on this fight where I said that Sadiq is the better all-around MMA fighter. He's certainly the cleaner striker. And Diego Lopez is new to the UFC, but he is a super exciting prospect that everyone's really pumped to see where he can take this whole thing. In that video, I picked Diego Lopez. I'm going to stick by my original pick. I'm going to go Diego Lopez, first round submission. I think he lands a big bomb. Sadiq Youssef's going to be trying to do the right thing. He's going to be trying to be patient. Diego's just going to push the pace. He's going to land a big strike in round 1. It's going to stun Sadiq. Diego's going to rush in, maybe get the takedown. It's going to be some weird grappling scramble, some weird exchange. Diego Lopez is going to end up on his back. He's going to sink in the RNC. First round rear naked choke, Diego Lopez. Next up, Holly Holm, Kayla Harrison. Well, the most exciting aspect of this fight already happened. Kayla Harrison has made weight. She made weight earlier today. She made 135. That's what I was most excited to see. She did an interview with Ariel Helwani. This is a few years back when she was starting in PFL. And she said that if she was ever going to make 135, you'd have to cut off both her legs. As far as I know, both her legs are still intact and she's made the weight. As far as fight prediction goes, I don't know. Can Holly Holm stop her takedowns? Probably not. Kayla Harrison will probably grapple her way to a boring decision, or maybe she'll get a submission. I don't know. All right, I got to make a pick, so I'll say Kayla Harrison, second round armbar. Calvin Kattar, Aljamain Sterling. Another fight that I did an actual Road to UFC 300 breakdown video on. In that, I picked Aljo. I'm sticking with my original pick. Since I've made that video, I've been giving Calvin Kattar a little more respect. I've watched a little more tape on him, and I think I was misjudging how good his takedown defense really is. I'm still going to go Aljamain Sterling. I'll go third round submission. I think he's going to wear Calvin Kattar down, you know, pressure him. He'll probably get a takedown in round 2. Calvin Kattar will be able to hand fight and survive. He'll get another takedown in round 3, and I think it's just going to be too much. I'm going to go Aljamain Sterling arm triangle, round 3. I think he's going to backpack Calvin Kattar. He's going to fight his hands, and there's a real slick transition where you can almost, where you're backpacked on somebody, you know, and they're hand fighting, and you got the hooks in, and you let one hook kind of get a little sloppy, and they push that hook off to the side. Now they want to get their hips out from over your hips. So they start to slide their hips out. When you feel them starting to slide, you pull your legs back. You kind of do what we call, without getting too technical, like without actually being able to show you, you do what we call a break dance, and it's a maneuver where you flip your hips over, but Aljo still has the seat belt, and he slides that seat belt all the way around. So that seat belt from the back just turns into an arm triangle. It's hard for me to explain to you with words how this works, but it's a transition that I've seen Aljo use before. It's really popular with the guys up in New York, the TriStar guys in Montreal. I think this is something that was maybe even developed in Renzo's back in the day, because a lot of guys who come from that lineage use this transition a lot. But anyway, I'm going to go Aljamain Sterling, third round arm triangle. Next, Yuri Prochazka versus Alexander Rakic. Now, man, I was going to do a video for this one, a dedicated breakdown. I ended up doing the Diego one instead. I mean, this is another fight that I'm like, I believe the odds are dead even at -110. I want Yuri Prochazka to win. Like, he's the more exciting fighter. I like him. In the build up to this fight in the media, Rakic kind of came off as a douchebag a little bit, and I don't really like him. But he's a much more boring style fighter. He's kind of, you know, get the takedown, pressure, control. So, all right, for that reason, it's dead even. I'm going to go Yuri, third round TKO. I think he lands a big strike, knocks Alexander to the ground, jumps on him, and just beats him down with ground and pound. Third round, Yuri Prochazka. Another thing is, I'm sure everyone has seen it by now, but bonuses have all been up to $300,000. So I don't think that affects any of these fights. I've heard some people like saying, "Oh man, are we going to get more finishes now?" The fact that you want to get a finish even more now because you're going to get paid $300,000. I don't think any fighter on this card is going to want to get a finish more than they already did because there's a bigger bonus. Also, it doesn't make getting that finish any easier. I don't think there's a single fighter on this card, or maybe inexistent, that's like, oh, you know what? Now that I'm going to get paid 6 times as much as I normally do, I'm going to try harder now. It doesn't work like that, which is why the whole win bonus idea in general is complete bullshit. Just pay these guys a flat rate. Pay them what they deserve. The fact you get whatever it is, 20 and 20, 20 to show, 20 to win. Like, you really think if you weren't going to pay that, just because you're paying a guy $20,000 to win, doesn't mean he wants to win more. It just means that you're hurting the guy who loses. That's all that happens. it just hurts the guy who loses. He doesn't want to win more because you're going to pay him. All right, I'll get off my fucking soapbox on that. But Bo Nickel, Cody Brundage. I'm going Cody Brundage. I mean, I think he's going to put... No, I'm just fucking kidding. Of course, Bo Nickel, round one. He's going to walk right through him. Unless something crazy happens. I mean, this is MMA, and crazy things happened all the time. I mean, I don't care who you are. Maybe you did. Maybe there's some guy who made a video picking Sean Strickland to defeat Izzy in a 5-round striking battle. But if there is, I didn't see the guy. So anything can happen. Maybe Bo shoots in for some unorthodox take, but he's an NCAA champion. He's not going to shoot a shitty shot. He's going to, you know, so, but Cody Brundage could land something, and there's some universe where these guys fight 100 times in a row and Cody Brundage finds a win. I don't think tomorrow night's going to be that night. Bo Nickel, round one. TKO. I think he's going to purposely not use his submission. He's going to try to work to control and use ground and pound. Round one, TKO, Bo Nickel. Charles Oliveira versus Arman Sarukian. Oh my God, this card is so stacked. It's holy shit. This is such a good fight. So close. I'm not going to get into the breakdown. I did a whole video on this. I'm going to go Charles submission. Round two. Round two submission, Charles Oliveira. If you want to know exactly how I feel, watch the breakdown. But as of right now, making this video, I'm going Charles Oliveira, round two submission. Next up, Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway. So I can't be any more biased than I am during a Max Holloway fight. I want Max to win by any means necessary. I don't care if he wins by DQ. I just want Max to win. He's my favorite fighter. He's the last fighter I'm ever going to watch that I'm going to call my favorite. Before him, it was BJ Penn. I don't know. I want Max to win so bad. I can't objectively break this fight down and give an objective opinion on it. So I'm just going to go Max by overwhelming decision. He just completely pieces him up, just like he did to Calvin Kattar. He's going to land 400 significant strikes, and it's going to be one of the greatest fights of all time. Next up, Weili Zhang, or Zhang Weili, however you say the name, against Yan Xiaonan. Weili Zhang's going to beat her. Again, I really don't care. It's women's MMA. Even super high-level women's MMA just doesn't do it for me. I don't get excited for it. I'm not even going to pretend to get excited. Weili's probably going to win. She's a beast. All right, Alex Pereira, Jamal Hill. Of course, I did a breakdown on this. This is the main event. You can't not break it down, right? My bottom line in that breakdown video was, is Jamal Hill healthy enough to be the fighter he needs to beat Alex Pereira? If you're going to defeat Alex Pereira in MMA, you're going to have to bring your A game. He's not invincible. His grappling, his takedown defense is not that great considering, you know, he's a champion level fighter. So if Jamal Hill is willing to mix it up, I'm not saying he has to go in there and Bo Nickel style, you know, Islam Makhachev him all around the octagon. But he has to mix it up. He has to get Pereira thinking about takedowns. If Pereira's allowed to go in there and kickbox, and he knows it's going to be a 5-round striking affair, well, he's going to be at his very best. If Jamal Hill can go in there and land an early takedown and get some control time and maybe threaten a submission or work his way to half guard and land some good strikes and give Alex something to think about, then I think he has a chance on the feet. You know, that's his grappling can open up to striking. I know Jamal Hill has said in his interviews he's going to knock this dude out. Well, at the end of the day, I think he needs to win and wants to win more than he wants to knock out Alex Pereira. So, that being said, in my official breakdown that I did, I picked Alex Pereira just because I didn't know how much of a factor Jamal Hill's injury really is going to be. And obviously, I still don't. So because of that, I'm going to stick with my original pick. I'm going to go Alex Pereira by decision. That Achilles injury is going to hinder Jamal Hill's ability to grapple. It's going to be a striking affair, and Alex Pereira is just going to be too comfortable and allowed to fight his fight. Should I go late TKO? All right, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go 4th round TKO Alex Pereira. I know I have a lot of late finishes in my picks here. I'm just doing this off the cuff. Like I said, I got a ton of stuff going on today. I got a brand new computer that is going to make this channel even better. I got a new microphone I still got to set up. I just wanted to get this recorded and out there for you guys. So, all right, Alex Pereira, round 4 TKO, and that's that. I'm so excited for this card that I almost don't want tomorrow to get here. I don't want this card to be over. I'm gonna be so not disappointed, but just I've been looking forward to this for I don't know, a year since I figured out that UFC 300 was gonna be in April. I don't know. I'm pumped. I'm sure you guys are too, but all right. I'm not sure. Well, I'm gonna see how it goes tomorrow. I might go live after the card, or I might just save it for Sunday. But the next post, the next piece of content I put up other than this video is going to be a live stream. So keep your eyes open for that. And until next time, as always, go Bills.